All right, turning to one of the major stories of the day, expats are casting their votes overseas. And joining us now, South Africans continue to vote abroad, is Vukulu Sizwe Maphindani, who is an expat living in New York in the USA. Vukulu, good morning to you, good afternoon to you. And thank you so much for joining us. I suppose it is morning there for you. How are you feeling? Excitement to vote all the way from New York?
Oh, yes. I'm so excited for the fact that it's actually 2024 is actually, like they say, it's our 1994. So for me, it's very, very spiritually liberating. I'm looking forward to voting.
Yeah. Tell me how easy the information, I suppose, dissemination has been for you and perhaps other South Africans in New York about where to go to vote and really, I suppose, what you'll be meeting up with when you get to the ballot box.
I love the way the IEC handled the process and, together with the South African Embassy in New York, because we did everything online. You had to upload your ID, and therefore it was when they approved and all of those dynamics. It was digital. For me, I feel like that was very important. And it's modernized. It was a very simple, hassle-free process.
That's encouraging. That's very encouraging to hear. And of course, talk to me about the community of South Africans that you are surrounded by, if at all, in New York, and really how, what the discussions are really about this election.
Yes, I feel like, when you step out of South Africa, in the diaspora, the South African diaspora is very solid. Both black and whites here, we work together. And I feel like it's something that I have lagged with the African National Congress regime in South Africa. Because, of course, in 1994, after that, when we voted, we expected a system that was going to be able to do about economic disparities. But right now we continue even in South Africa to fail to connect the rainbowism aspect. And we still fail to deal with the inequalities. And actually what we're dealing with is a fascist regime whereby the totalitarian aspect in terms of the political economy is the fact that the African National Congress continue to work with capital. Only a few black and white elites, and then the majority black, white, colored, and Indians in South Africa continue to suffer. So what I love about the South African community outside of South Africa, it's very, interesting that all of us treat each other equally on an equal basis. We embrace each other, and we respect the flag more when we are outside of the country, which I think could actually send a message back home that we can actually do better.
Yeah, I think that for South Africans that are back home or are here at home and listening to expats that have, left the country and moved to other parts of the world, there is a sense that, that you left South Africa behind because of something that was lacking. I mean, what do you say to that view when you hold such patriotic views and you still see the importance of voting even from abroad? What do you say to the view that says, well, you've left because you also believe that South Africa is on a downward trend?
Yes, most South Africans in the diaspora lives for different reasons, but mine is actually a testimony to the African National Congress regime, because I've experienced censorship and also the banks. I've seen how the banking system works. And that's because that we have recreated apartheid on an economic dynamic. And one of the reasons that made me leave South Africa was because, I ran into some issues out of what I believe in, what I think the country should be. I love South Africa, I embrace the country. But when you're outside of South Africa, you then realize that, we actually have a beautiful country that we can make good out of it.
Yeah.
You drive in New York City, you move around, you're like, that is actually Joburg, that's actually Cape Town. And you realize that we've worked so hard.
Yeah.
But the infrastructure is degenerating. That was built during apartheid. Of course, there was apartheid funds, there was black slave labor and peasantry. But we still have a beautiful country. And then the more you move outside of the country, that's when you realize that, you know what, we are so blessed. And I'm so grateful to be part of this country as well.
We love it. We really, really love the patriotism. Have you gone out to vote? Are you still going to?
Oh, I'm late, but it's a 30-minute drive. It's here is 7 a.m. It's about 7:20 right now.
Yes.
And the elections are from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Right now, I'm going to be leaving to go and vote.